You're right, guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I just wanted to talk a bit more about the Che Adams deal because I wanted to respond to some of the comments that I got on that video, and also I wanted to talk about Blues and where we need to strengthen next season, well, or in this summer even, because we are looking very weak at the minute. We're not making signings, and I feel like that's part of the reason that there's unrest, for good reason as well. But I also wanted to make you aware of a few other things. So, yeah, let's get into it. As always, I want to say a big thank you to our channel sponsors over at OneFootball. Go and check them out. There's a lot of news articles coming out about the Blues at the minute. Not just articles, you've got loads of social media stuff. And especially when the season starts, you've got all the stats of the season and all the fixtures and live results. So it's everything in one place, which is what I like about it as well. So go and check it out. Go and try it out if you haven't already. But yeah, let's get into this video. Man, I'm so stung on my legs. I went for a run the other day and it just was the worst idea ever. Load of gnats biting my legs away. So yeah, like, I'll put the video out about Che Adams, and it, yeah, still people weren't happy with the fact that he was going for 15 million. They're expecting us to hold out for more and stuff, but I think we've got to be realistic with the situation. The people at We Are Birmingham are really good at this sort of stuff, and I think Matthew put a article out yesterday, and it sort of explains the Adams transfer, and while obviously people are going to be annoyed about it, people are going to be upset that he's leaving, it shows the reason behind it, and the fact that he's not actually really going for peanuts. He's going for a fair deal, and he sort of looks at the implications of if we don't sell him, what could happen then. And obviously the fact that we've got financial fair play looming over us, he worked out that we were probably still £11 million behind, and the deadline for financial fair play was creeping up on us, so a deal had to get done. There were a few teams in the race for Che Adams, but they pulled out. I think Everton pulled out. I think, was it Burnley that might have pulled out as well? But Southampton offered 15 million, obviously. The add-ons, etc., make it 20. I think it's unrealistic to expect that we'd get 20 up front right away. But he said the board were holding out for that much. But again, there's a lot of factors to take into play. It's not just... It's not as simple, especially when so Che Adams stayed in January. He was promised that he would be allowed to leave in the summer, and now the longer that goes on, and if we're saying no to reasonable bids that are coming in, if you're Che Adams, you're thinking, well, I was made a promise and you're breaking it, which can start to annoy players. And I don't think Che Adams is that sort of player at all, but if he did get too annoyed, it can just cause a whole load of different problems. So if you are still thinking that it was a terrible deal and that, go and check out their article. I'm going to put the link to it in the top comment, so go and have a look. Okay, so there's a Twitter account called Blues Breakdown, and they had basically a visual representation of where the squad is currently, and it's looking a bit weak, to be fair. And well, it's basically the 1st of July now, right? We've signed Gary Gardner, sold Hotter, Che's pretty much out the door. So we do need to start bringing in players now. I'm hoping that everything settles down and Clotted, I mean, they just got to announce it. If he's the manager, he's the manager. He's not the caretaker. But again, it's one of them annoying things. So senior goalkeepers at the minute, we've got Camp, Truman, and now Stockdale, who has been reintroduced since Gary Monk's sacking. A lot of people are happy about this, and you know, I know there was a lot of Camp haters, and I'm trying to be fair. Like, I'm trying to be fair when talking about it. I don't think Camp is as bad as people make out. I think it's very important that you've got a player that wants to play and is willing to stay in shape. And now I think the next month or so is going to be a testing time for Stockdale, and it's going to be a time for him to prove himself. He's got another chance here. He does have a fresh start, and I am going to wipe the slate clean with him and give him a fresh chance myself. I've criticised him in the past. He's clearly looking a bit overweight, from if pre-season's anything to go by, and I'm not going to judge him for it because there's plenty of reasons why that happens, mate. I'm struggling all the time. These are professional footballers, though. The fact he's been cast out for so long, sure. If he gets his head down this month, loses his weight, then I'll give him another chance. I just don't think that we should be saying, yep, that's it, he's back now, he's going to be starting for Blues, because there was a reason he was excluded in the first place, I think. And I think it's a bit of an insult to the other goalkeepers if you've got someone that's overweight starting ahead of you. It's not fit to play, because that is something that is massively in your control, I think. But hopefully he does get, does get a little bit of help and can get back into shape, really. But I wouldn't throw Stockdale straight in there. He needs to get fit first. That's a massive priority for me. Not, and then we'll see what his ability's like. Okay. Again, people might have different opinions on that. So if you do, let me know down in the comments below. As for defence, we've got Colin, Harding, Dean, Morrison's gone. I'm pretty sure he's not. His contract's run out. We've offered him a year. He wants 2 years. Simple as that. That's what I've heard anyway. With the fact that he's not really been seen in training, you can assume he's going to sign for someone else in the coming days, which will be a massive shame, massive loss for Blues, but it is what it is. We've also got Roberts, Pedersen, Steve Seddon in the youth squad, who I think will go out on loan. Potentially, he had a really good loan spell or two last season. Romeo Hutton as well, I think, could go with a loan. Grounds, I think he's going to go. He could maybe be back up, but I don't know. Probably he's going to be back up until his contract expires, or maybe he goes out on a loan till it expires. Keita's an interesting one, because no one ever thought we'd see him again after everything that happened. But yeah, listen, the guy's got talent. He's clearly got talent, and this is more of a promising one. And I think if he does have the right attitude and mentality, I think he could really fit into this squad, especially as we're going for that attacking style of football. He was one of the bright sparks from that Zola era. We had terrible games, but it was just nice to see him do a little roulette now and again. But we've got to see. We don't know what our formation's going to be or anything yet. Are we going to be playing with 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs, Keita and Colin? I don't know. Possibly. With everything that's been talked about with the attacking football and everything. We're going to have to see as well. Looking into midfield, Kieftenbeld is out for a while. David Davis, hopefully he's better after a full pre-season, because I think he was still feeling that injury towards the end of last season. Marapti, I think he should have a go in the middle. I think rather than playing out wide, he played more central as a centre forward. He played most of his time for his Swedish club. I can't remember the name, but yeah, he was mainly played as a centre forward or a cam, and I think we should try him in that central role. Magoma, we're gonna have to see how he looks in pre-season, but I think we're gonna maybe replace him. There's a debate to whether we're gonna play wingers or not. Depends on the formation we're going to use. We were obviously linked with Jefferson Montero as well today, but I feel like for that one, it's a little bit too much of a risk for me if we're going to be paying big wages for him. But he does have quality, but he hasn't had a lot of game time over the past season or two, and you've got to wonder why. You've got Charlie Lakin, who I think could maybe stick around this team, maybe go on loan, but maybe stick around, and depends how much we're going to play him. Maybe while Kieftenbeld's still recovering, and then we could loan him out in January. I think we could see more of Lakin. You've got Odin Bailey as well. Potentially Jude Bellingham is going to be introduced. I think he's a sort of attacking midfielder sort of player. He does like to get in and around the box, but again, we don't want to pile too much pressure on Jude Bellingham. I think it'll be interesting if hopefully he gets some game time at like Portsmouth away. That'd be a good chance to see him in that sort of, in a first team situation. But he probably needs a loan, to be honest. I'd rather him get game time But I don't know, like you don't expect him. I feel like he's not ready for. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of him, but physically, is it too soon to stick him into this team? I think it might be, and the thing is, we just have to make sure we deal with it properly, and we make sure we've got his best interests in mind, and not rush it. You know what I mean? We don't have to rush it. Kid's just turned 16. We can like send him out on loan for a season, see how he gets on, or maybe see how he gets on at at Portsmouth away. The transfer window's still open and that, and see if he can make it. Like, or you know what? We'll probably see a bit of him in pre-season, which will be really good and exciting. Solomon Asabar, I think we've offered him a year, but it's whether he's going to take it or not. I've not heard a lot about him. Craig Gardner, obviously, he's got the player/coach role. I don't know how much he's going to actually feature next season. I think he might just be one, if we're desperate, we'll play him. And then, of course, Gary Gardner. I think we do need another centre mid, because obviously we're missing Kiftembeld, and arguably probably need another one, but it depends what our financial situation is like, what we can spend, what's available. We're missing out on a lot of these free transfers at the minute. They're being snapped up, and we need to really make movement. And I think the timing of the sacking of Monk was a bit like, I don't know. Would you want to come here? I think Jack Payne was mentioned, but I've seen a couple of teams that are also after him. So not sure if we're going to sign him. But I feel like this week we might see some movement. So up front, obviously, we've just got Vassell and Duke. Is that it? You could argue Marapti could play up there. But yeah, we obviously we need to replace Che Adams, and I also feel like we need to get a player in that can come on for Duke when Duke's getting a bit knackered. Someone that's a bit taller, a bit more his physicality. But again, we'll have to wait and see with that one. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Yeah, it's really difficult to actually predict, because I don't know what formation we're gonna play. It is so hard to predict. But if anything, instantly I'm thinking a goalkeeper we probably need. But I wouldn't mind if we didn't get a goalkeeper, because I don't think it's our main priority. Camp did all right last season. I don't know if Stockdale's gonna get fit again. We'll probably end up playing him, but I guess the thing is, if we play him, he'll prove himself, or we'll end up knowing that he's not good enough, and Lee Camp will go back in anyway. So don't mind that. We need to replace Morrison, obviously. Can Roberts step up and play alongside Dean? Will we have three at the back? Could Pedersen move to a left centre back with Dean and Roberts, or maybe even another centre back? Maybe Wes Harding, just so we can play Keita and Colin wing back. Don't know. Maybe. Probably need a couple centre mids. Jack Payne is one. But yeah, it's been pretty quiet. We haven't had a lot of names coming about. And then up front, out wide, Jefferson Montero is the only name that we've really heard. Up front, Che Adams hasn't officially gone yet. But I feel like we're probably gonna, once he goes, we'll probably hear some names coming about. But yeah, it's all been a bit quiet on that front. I think we're gonna. I wouldn't expect us to go and sign someone that's proven. We're probably going to sign someone fairly cheap who will hopefully improve. Someone who's young and their value will rise. That's all we need to do. We need to become sustainable. But it's going to be an interesting few weeks. Pre-season's going to kick off in a couple of weeks as well. So we need to at least get a couple signings through the door. We need to have a playable team. And we need to, because we're having a complete change of system. So we really need to get stuff nailed down and get signings made. But I have no idea who we need to sign. Who shall Blues sign? Who do you think will sign? Or if you don't know players' names, what sort of player do you think we're going to go for every position? Where do you think we need to strengthen? What formation do you think we're going to play next season? Let me know down in the comments below. Hopefully you guys like this style of video. It's just me sort of talking a bit more. It's obviously, we used to do the podcast where we'd talk about issues like that. But like I wanted some sort of way to to just have a normal chat, less edited, you know what I mean? Just something where I'm just sort of saying how I feel. So yeah, hopefully you like that. If you do like this style of content, do drop a like. We're not in the garden today, it's not as sunny. We are in my green screen room. I've not even put a green screen in the background. I just want it to be just more genuine. But honestly, my ironing board's over there, so I'll just pop this up. But yeah, that'll be it from me anyway. If you did enjoy the video, drop a like, and I'll be back with another football talk whenever there's another bit of news for Blues, whether it's a signing, whether there's managerial changes or whatever. Yeah, if you enjoy it, I'll make it. All right. Have a great week. Hopefully we make some signings. Hopefully there's some positivity. Stay positive. I know it's really hard being a Blues fan at the minute and trying to stay positive, but I'm sure when we get a few signings, things will start to look a bit better. This board don't want to. I've heard people say they want to asset strip. They're you know, but no, they're pumping money into the club. They're just very naive, and they're not very good with football. So keep that in mind. It's never easy, is it? It's never boring being a Blues fan. But yeah, keep right on, and I'll see you later.